Builders Mania, where we discuss issues related to the construction industry, and we also capture the happenings in the construction industry as a whole. My name is Friday Ocheje. Today we are on the mentorship talk show, where we inspire young builders on the issues as related to the building industry and the building profession as a whole.
All right.
Today, sir, I would love to get to know you.
Okay. My name is Ayokunle Akinboyede. I'm a builder by profession, so you will address me as Bldr Ayokunle Akinboyede.
Okay.
I presently work with Bldr, and I am in the position as the client relations manager, and I've worked with Bldr now for about 26 years. And I've worked in the capacity of at different capacities, not only at the position I hold now in terms of being the client relations manager. It's what I've held now for like maybe just 3 years. I've worked with in different projects within the company for this past 26 years. I've worked in. I started with Bldr in one of the building projects for the NIA in Abuja, and then after that I worked at the ministry, one of the ministry projects, because Bldr constructed one of those ministry projects, the ministry projects in the central area, and then was involved in the airport project, and then from the airport project I came to the National Hospital project. After the National Hospital project, another phase of the airport project started. I went there. I think it was only after that I found myself in the head office. And so I guess at this point in time, that was when I now started this activity regarding the like management aspects of the construction. So basically, that's me.
So I would like to know, what are the challenges you've come across in the period where you have been practicing?
First, I would like to say that for me, in life, I don't see challenges as problems. I see challenges as necessary impetus that allows us to better ourselves. And so I personally will always see solutions. And so if you're going to talk about challenges within the built environment, as within the building profession, I would say that these shouldn't be seen as problems. We should see them as possibilities to better the lot of the construction industry. And so I would say that, okay, so maybe if we look at the challenges one has faced in the building, on a private level, I think one will see that more. On the corporate level, that's with me, with Bldr, I think there's a structure that allows things to work, and you get the necessary experience that you need to get. Considering that where Bldr as an international company is coming from, they have a structure that has something for the building, for the professions in the building industry. So you can conveniently be fine in getting the necessary experiences you need to get. The exposure is there. But on the Nigerian scene, on the private level, I've had experiences where you find out that those things that the core builder should handle, you see those who we will now call quacks will be doing. Mainly because the structure we have allows, for instance, a client in the private sector who does not know what the building profession stands for and what the duties of a builder are. He is used to the fact that he wants to build a house. He knows that he needs a laborer. So when it comes to that, you see that everybody is a builder. So most times you see them, they will rather call the bricklayer, call the carpenter if they know them, and say they put them together and they want to work. They want to work with them. Most times they find it difficult to be able to even call the professional builder to come in. One, they are thinking in terms of the cost. But in most cases, like what we know, at the end of the day, it costs them more because they get productions that are not worthy of what they should get, basically. But then you also have this situation where even for those who, for instance, will make use of the professionals, you have situations where maybe the client has an architect in his family, or has a structural engineer in his family, or any of the other professionals in the built environment, and he will rather make use of them. And so you have a situation whereby everybody forays into the activity of the builder, and there is nothing really that has stopped that kind of thing. So, of course, you now have the final effect of these challenges in what we now hear as collapsed buildings and things like that. One important thing for me that we have to look at is that, like I said, challenges are opportunities. One thing I have been able to see in the profession is that there is a need for the builder to recognize that in the production of the building, there is the science of the production, which we learn in school, which we also acquire through experience, as it were. But there's also the need to recognize that the human factor is very, very important. What that means is that for every building production process that you want to deal with, you will always have different human beings. You have your mason, you have your carpenter, you have your electrical, you have all of them. They have their maturity levels. That is also very important to be able to manage them. That means their level of maturity. You must be able to manage them. In most cases, there is no problem with the science of the production. But where you may have problems is to be able to manage the human factor, the ability for the human being to take responsibility for every decisions they take, those kind of things. I believe that's also one aspect that has to be considered. It helps in being able to handle whatever challenges that present itself.
What inspired you to venture into the construction industry?
Okay. That will take me back to how it started for me in terms of with my education. I went to a unity school, and I believe one of the things that the unity school does is that it exposes us to possibilities that helps to bring out the best in each person. So for me, as early as that time, I got to know that I had a flair for hands-on, doing things hands-on. So for instance, when we were exposed to the carpentry works, I used to love that aspect where you build things for yourselves. We used to have possibilities to build projects, small projects, egg trays, such things. And that's introduced me to construction early. Also, I was introduced to the technical drawing aspect of construction, and I had a flair for it. It allowed me to be able to see how you can bring out the plan into isometric views, and through that, one developed the possibility to see the building in pictures. And I guess that's the beginning for me. So when it got to having to make a choice of what I was studying in the university, one of the first things I thought about was architecture, because basically, if I will say, that was one of the professions that was out there when it comes to construction. I didn't know about building until when I started searching for the course I will do. And I think at some point I had the opportunity to be able to see that there was the profession of building as well. And so for me, that was how I made a choice that I love to build things. And so that's how building came for me, and that's how I studied building in Ife.
For those who are aspiring to become corporate members of the Nigerian Institute of Building, and also registered member of the Council of Registered Builders of Nigeria. So, what advice do you have for them in the course of the pursuit of their profession?
Well, I will say that one of the things that had helped me is they have to have passion for the profession that they are taking. I recognize, for instance, that for that passion to be improved upon and helped, there might be need for the Nigerian Institute of Building as well as COBON to also, we have to help in such a manner that the builder in the school should be allowed to see the possibilities that will help him to have the passion for the profession. And it means whatever it is that we need to do in terms of training, in terms of awareness as to what the possibilities and opportunities are for the builder, needs to be given, to be taken to them. That way, they will come out having the passion for the profession, which will help also in all that needs to be done in terms of the structure that will allow the building profession to have its own in the built environment, basically. I think that's important. Also, the builder, just like every human being, has to also recognize that there is a need to be above board in terms of recognizing that they have responsibility for their lives, and they must be able to take responsibility for every decision they will take. I think if that is there, it will help the profession as well. And quickly, things can happen quickly than they're happening presently.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate your time, and it will motivate them to put the best in their profession and also deliver quality products as they excel
in the profession.
Thank you. We hope that those who are watching us will gain one or two from this. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.